Okay, I think I'm situated. I'm sitting on my bed right now and it's very creaky, and also I don't think the lighting is very good. But at this stage, I think that's kind of assumed with my videos, that the lighting is going to be bad and the staging is not ideal, as I do not have any talents or knowledge in the field of videography. But here we are. And I'm going to be filming a podcast episode, which I've not done before. So let's see how this turns out on this channel. I wasn't holding a beverage for that little opening there, but I am now. Here's my cup. It's very cute. It's got like the cats on the Parisian roofs. Wow, let me just, it's chai, but hopefully that'll get me in saying the right words that I need to be saying. So I'm just going to be talking about pretty standard order of things that we do when we're making a podcast, a knitting podcast. So my finished objects, the main whips that I've got going on at the moment, and acquisitions at the end. I'm pretty light on the acquisitions though, so I'm also going to talk about what I'm reading at the moment and other crafts that I've been doing and taking enjoyment out of. So hopefully that's something that you'll enjoy. I am surrounded by all of the artwork on my walls, which there's a lot going on. So this is just, I'm just in my bedroom right now and this is what I've got over my bed. So hopefully the bed doesn't creak too much as I'm moving around, and hopefully we're not interrupted by my cat coming and knocking over my stand, which he may do. He's currently sleeping, but I think now I've summoned him to come. So before I get into all of that, I should talk about what I'm wearing, and this is a very special piece. This is a gift knit that was knit for me by my very, very, very dear friend Emma. She knits vests like, she just is always knitting vests and slipovers, and this pattern particularly, what is it? I think it's the Semper slipover v-neck, but I will correct myself because I've not knit it yet, so I am not familiar with the pattern. But she knit this for me in noro viola in this amazing purple color. Purple's my favorite color, and yeah, it's gorgeous. I'm just wearing it with a little like white tank top underneath, and my little bug keeps getting stuck in it with its legs, like this necklace keeps getting stuck in there. But I like wearing my necklace and I love wearing this vest, so they're just gonna have to get along. And yeah, it's really, really cute. I think she knit the smallest size. She's got the split hem as well, which I love, and the ribbing, all of the bind offs are amazing. It fits perfectly. She knit this for me as a birthday gift last year, if not a Christmas gift last year, like last year. I'm not sure, but I love it and I'm wearing it now, so you can all see it too. So with that being said, I think that's a good segue into my first finished object while I just take a sip of my tea. So my first finished object is currently on the blocking mats because it's like 45% dry. It is the middle of winter. It's not the middle of winter, it's autumn, but it's freezing cold here. Okay, it's like 15 degrees, but that's really cold, and so none of my knitwear is drying, and I can't have it out in front of the fire because then I'm worried that like one of my cats will disturb it. So I should probably do that tonight though when we've got the fire on. But it is a free-handed piece, which I've made a full video about and will be posting once the piece is dry and I can actually assess the fit once it's dry. But I freehand knit a cardigan in noro ito in the colour shibuya. I'll try to put in some videos and photos and etc, but I won't talk too much on it as I will be posting a full video about it. But basically I was going to knit the step-by-step sweater by handmadebyflorence, as I'd knit the cardigan last year or the year before and I loved it. And I just really wanted a basic sweater. I had this noro yarn, which is, there's a lot going on, all the colours, and so I just wanted a really basic piece to showcase all of the colours and the beautiful stripes. However, I got the impulse one day to just cast something on straight away without reading the pattern. Even though it's a free pattern, I literally could have just downloaded it and knit from that. I did not, so I just cast something on and kept going. And then once I'd finished the yoke, I thought that I would prefer it as a cardigan. So this was also my first steeking project. By and large, went well. However, I did have a little instance where I cut into the crochet reinforcement, and so that, look, I'm not too concerned because it's 100% wool, so I think I'll just be able to felt it, if not like weave it in, do something. I'll be able to figure it out how to reinforce that there so it won't completely unravel. But I was really happy with my first steeking experience. It was surprisingly not as hard as it seemed. It was just, it was scary making the cuts and realizing that, oh, yep, can't get this back into a jumper if I liked it better like that. It is now a cardigan. So I did an I-cord around all the edges, and while it was drying, while it has been drying, I've been figuring out what I'm going to do with the closure situation, like buttons or ribbons or something. But I've decided that I'm going to put in a double-ended zipper so that I can have it up and done and whatever, because it's quite a strange shape. It's very boxy and like that, like there's no decreases or anything, it's just, it's a shape. That's so bizarre to say, but yes, it is a shape. So I've ordered a zip. It is arriving in like 2 weeks time, which is so long, so I think that I'm going to just wear it without any sort of closure for a while and see how I feel, and hopefully I'll be able to use the zip for something else if I do think in the 2 weeks before the zip arrives that I'd like to do something else. I don't know, I should probably not get too impulsive because I think that the zip will work really well. But I'm really happy with how it turned out so far. I'm super pleased with myself for having just freehanded this and gone with the flow. I ended up using just over 2 balls of yarn, which was a bit disappointing because I had to originally, so I did have to buy a third, but luckily I was able to buy it from the same store, so it was the third ball in like the dye lot, so that was really nice. But yeah, that's my first finished object. I'll probably be wearing it next episode because it'll be done and I'll be so excited to wear it. So then I should probably talk more about the ones that I have to hand. One of them being, oh my god, it's my crinkled mixed rib cami by Florence Miller, handmade by Florence. It was folded, so that's why it's crinkled, but I have worn this already. I've only finished it like maybe a week or two ago, but I've already worn it so many times and I love it so much. So this one I knit size B. I did the optional waist shaping there, and I used the Knitting for Olive Merino in colour Peashoots, and I used exactly 2 balls of yarn. I just knit until I had enough to cast off, and the cast off is tight, I will say. It's a struggle to get it over my head, my shoulders rather, because like, look at that, yeah. But when it's on, it does give a really nice fit, and I will say that I'm really happy with the length. I was a bit worried that I may want to bust into the third ball and that I didn't have it on me while I was knitting it, because I was knitting this while I was traveling a few weeks ago. And so I thought that would be so frustrating if I only knit a few more centimeters and don't have the third ball with me. So I just decided I'm just going to cast off and see what happens. And then with blocking, it's just really, it lays so beautifully. That's not showing what I want, but it lays so beautifully. Like the drape is great. It fits perfectly on the bust. It's just like this little bit, it's a little bit too tight, but I feel like that's something that will kind of just resolve itself with wear. Like, I'm not too concerned. The I-cord edging turned out lovely. I really like the fit of it, and I wear it with this necklace as well. So I think it fits really well into my wardrobe. I'm really happy to have this off the needles. Oop. I believe I cast this off in, no, I cast it on rather, like the first week of January. So it only took me 5 months to make, but I'm really happy with having it in my wardrobe now. And I'm definitely going to be knitting more camisoles because I love wearing them. So that felt pretty good to get this off the needles as a finished object. So those are my two main finished objects, like the two larger pieces. The other ones that I've got here, I've got 4 other finished objects, but if you've watched my other videos on my channel, then you'll know I've been really keen this year to revisit all of my older knit projects that I have something I'm not 100% happy about, to give them a new lease on life and, you know, return them into circulation in my wardrobe, being 100% happy with them. So I did that. Here are some pieces that needed my attention and I managed to get them done. The first one is not mine. It's a pair of socks I knit for my grandma. I did say I was going to give it to her a few weeks ago, and then I went away and I was going to drop them off to her on the way, and then I forgot, like they were in my car when anyway, I'm going to give them to her tonight, and I actually will this time. So these socks were in a sorry state of affairs when she gave them to me. And I don't know how, but she tore a massive hole like right through one of the heels. They were peeling like crazy, and so I have fixed them. They look really weird. Like I reinforced the heels so she doesn't tear a hole in them again. So it's it's a DK weight, or it's a light DK, but I held it double for the heels. And yeah, they're thick. So if she wears through this again, then she's got to be like walking outside in the concrete in these or something. I don't know. But I've de-peeled them, I've re-knit these, and it's just getting, it's chilly outside. It's cold, it's autumn. I am freezing cold all the time. So I know that she will really appreciate having these back into her wardrobe for the winter time, to fall asleep on the couch with these on. So I'm going to give these to her tonight. So that I'm counting that as a finished object because that needed a lot of repair work done. The other finished objects are 3 sweaters. Yay! I really didn't need to do too much to these, but this one I just re-knit the cuffs, because when I first knit the cuffs, I did one of them on 9-inch circulars and the other on magic loop, and so they came out different sizes, and there was a gap on the one I did in magic loop, and I was just not happy with it, and I'd been staring at it while I was wearing this jumper for like a year probably, and it bothered me every single time, but I didn't do anything about it because I was just happy to wear the jumper. But I thought, nope, this year I'm getting shit done that I say I'm going to do. So I got it done and I re-knit the cuffs, and now I'm super happy with them. They are now nice and cinched so that they can stretch out over time again. I do like that worn in kind of look, but I like that to be achieved with cuffs that I'm happy about. So now that they're all the same, they're the same width, I will be happy to wear them in again. I did the exact same thing for this because I had, well, it wasn't the widths weren't the problem with this. It was the fact that this was, oh, I should probably say what these are. These two are both the terrazzo sweater by petiteknit. I love this pattern. I've knit it 3 times. I've also knit the sycamore sweater, which is the exact same thing except with a Japanese short roast for the stripes. But yeah, terrazzo sweater by petiteknit, and sweater number 18 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. So my problem with this one was that when I knit this, I had no idea how to do Italian bind off. So the bind off just looked terrible. So it was just me going in there with a sewing needle and crossing my fingers that it turned out well, and it did not, and it bothered me every time I looked down at it, but I didn't do anything about it for a long time, except now they're beautiful. They're beautiful, beautifully bound off and blocked. So I'm really happy with this one. This is probably one of my most worn pieces. I love purple, obviously, and it's in Drops yarn too. It's in like Drops Kid Silk and Drops Nepal, but I still really enjoy the feel of it, and it's just like one of my first sweaters, so I really love this piece. And yep, exact same story with this terrazzo. I cast off appallingly, so now the cuffs have been re-knit and recast off, and they're looking super cinched. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. I still need to get better at actually getting things to focus, so I apologize. And I did the same for the collar. I just recast off. I didn't re-knit the collar because I'm happy with how it sits. and I was going to redo the hem and do a split hem and like the cast off and everything really nice, but then I decided that I'm just going to leave it as it is. Like, it's super stretched out over time, and it's got this disgusting looking bind off because I did the 2 rounds of like double knitting and then I just like did a straight cast off, so it's really weird, not what it's meant to look like at all. But I wanted to have a testament to my first sweater, like my learning how to knit and what I'm meant to be doing. So, like, can you see that? Weird, right? Very weird. So I'm going to leave that as it is, and I'm happy with how I've modified all of these to be better fitting in with... Ooh, see what I mean? This bug is, it's a scarab. It's attacking all my knitwear, so you can just hide under there for now. What was I saying? Yeah, so I'm really happy with these modifications because they just make my garments a little bit more wearable for me. There was nothing particularly wrong with them, it's just I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so this is really helping me feel better about the quality of the knits I'm producing. So I do believe that's all my finished objects for the moment. These can go over there too. Now let's talk about what I am working on, my works in progress, my whips. And I'm looking at them now and realizing this is quite a heavy petite knit episode, because all of my 3 whips are petite knit, in fact. I'm not knitting on this right now, so what am I doing? Okay, this is going to be the Olga jacket. Da, 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 da. I have 1 sleeve done and I'm so loving this. I am knitting in isager Aran tweed in the colorways sand, green and brown, I believe. I think it's that simple. And yeah, this has been, I knit the yoke of this one a while ago, then I've recently picked it back up because I'm really wanting to get it done and really wanting to wear it for winter. This is just going to be such a good piece to just chuck on over things. I do not have enough cardigans in my wardrobe. I've got 2 and now I finished that one, so I've got 3. So this will be my 4th, so maybe it is getting to the point where I have to stop saying I don't have any cardigans in my wardrobe, because I do. I just want more because I've come to realize that I really enjoy wearing cardigans and realize that I can also knit them. So I'm not going to try this on now because I've got this string here. I just need to invest in actually some stitch holders, because why am I using this piece of yarn? I don't know. I am going to try it on actually. So I'm knitting the 2nd sleeve and I'm really enjoying the stripes. It's really potato chippy, popcorny, however everyone says it. Okay, so nice and oversized sleeves. I don't know if I'm on gauge at all. I'm just really enjoying the size that it's coming out at. I'm really loving this yarn. It is, I don't find it abrasive. It's definitely rough, but just in a way that's satisfying and woolly, and it feels warm. And yeah, I did 5 stripes for the ribbing. However, I didn't like, let me just show that, I don't know. In the pattern, it doesn't tell you to do the first round of each new colour in the ribbing as a knit round. But I did that because I didn't like when you see the change in colour, and you know, the first round when you change colour in ribbing, like you see in the pearl round, you see the colour come up. I didn't like that at all. So I just did the first round of each ribbing colour was a fully stockinette round. And then I am kicking myself now because I only did 3 rounds. No, I only did 3 rounds of knit for this last one, and then the 4th round was my bind off round. And I think it's noticeably smaller than the others. So I may rip that back. Okay, I actually don't need to, that's crazy. But I'm really enjoying knitting on this one. I'm really keen to have this done. I think I'll be able to finish this quite soon. I'm doing jogless stripes. and I think they're turning out well. You can definitely see it, but that's also probably, oh, and I'm cutting my contrast colors because I've got like the 2 contrast colors, so it's about like 12 stitches that I'd have to carry the float for, and I'm not liking that, the amount of bulk that that's giving, so I'm carrying the sand color the entire way, but I'm cutting the other colors and every round or every stripe and then weaving them in at the end. So you can definitely see where I'm weaving it in. But I think that the stripes are pretty jogless, so we'll see with blocking. But yeah, I've had to start my second ball for the brown, but I'm still going on my first for the green, but that's because I used the brown for like the back. So what I think I'm going to do is, when knitting this one, for the button band, it's done separate to the collar. So you do the button band first and then you do the collar. I think I'm going to do the collar in the green and the button band in the brown. And I'm going to try to find some of those like claw, or like, I think they're called houndstooth buttons, some nice wooden ones. And hopefully the next time I film, well, definitely the next time I film, I'm going to have done this. And I'm really keen to have this in my wardrobe. So that's my main whip. I have also been working a lot on my ruffle socks because I'm keen to be wearing some socks. I've not finished a pair of socks in so long and I really love them. So I just need to knit these. It's at the stage now where I'm just going in the round. I've finished all my decreases and they're just so pretty, right? I'm really keen to wear these with this nice pair of like little black loafers that I got. So fingers crossed. This is a lesser priority though because I really want to get my 2 whips done, but I'm using the Zilana Cozy. That's very battered. Don't look at that. It's 50 grams to 170 meters, so it is a bit thicker, but it's a very dense feeling yarn because it is 58% merino, 22% nylon, 25% brushtail possum down, and 5% baby alpaca. So this is an incredibly luxurious sock yarn. It feels amazing. It's from a New Zealand brand that does a lot of work with conservation and protecting native species. You should go and look them up. But I'm using their yarn for these socks, and yeah, I just feel like my feet are going to be so incredibly warm in this, so I'm really keen to finish it. But this has taken a little bit of a backseat as I've cast on a new project. I know that I said I wanted to, that's so stereotypical, isn't it? I'm not going to cast on any more whips, but this one actually fits into my make 9 and is I'm on a time crunch because it's a new cardigan. I'm really on the cardigan bandwagon at the moment, but I'm not complaining. Well, not yet anyways, because I think I'm going to stick this. What am I knitting? It's the Ava cardigan by petiteknit, which I'm knitting as a gift knit for my grandma. Her birthday is June 9th, so I've got less than a month, and I realised that panicking last night and thought I should probably cast this on now. It's not strictly going to be a birthday gift knit, but I would really like to give this to her during the winter season so she can wear it, obviously. And I've just cast on, I've literally just done the 2 little shoulder pads, and I'm about to just start with the raglan increases, or the ones preceding the raglan increases. Some increases. So I'll be back and forth, back and forth, back and forth for a long time. I'm still on my first ball of yarn, and if this looks familiar, it shouldn't because I've not shown like anything I've knit yet on this channel, but I've knit this exact same cardigan in the exact same yarn, which my grandma loved so much that she requested the exact same cardigan in the exact same yarn, only like 10 centimeters longer. So that's what I'm doing for her. That's why I'm doing that gift knit. It was on my make 9. And yeah, I'd really like to get this done. So this one takes a bit of priority, and that's why my socks have been pushed down, and also probably my Olga jacket, because yeah, this one has a date that I would like to get it finished by. But what I'm planning to do, my friend Emma, she's also knitting this same cardigan, and she has cast on stitches to knit the body in the round, and she's going to steek it. So I think that's what I'm going to do as well. I think that'll be fun. We can steek the same cardigan together at the same time, and I can practice my steeking because of the slight mishap with the first one. I feel now well equipped to steek again. We shall see. But yeah, I've got 11 balls of this yarn. I think I've actually got more than 11 balls, but I only used just less than 10 for mine, and she only wants hers 10 centimeters more. So I think I've got just enough yarn. But yeah, this has actually been really fun to knit on. I love the little flecks and keen to continue with this. So now I think I should talk about my acquisitions. And as I'm pulling up my acquisition, I do realise I have another finished object that I didn't mention. I'm not sure how far back to go about finished objects, so I'm just going to mention this one. I knit a musselburgh hat as a gift. I'm constantly knitting a musselburgh hat, and once I've cast off a few more of my whips, I'm going to cast on another with the same combination of yarn that I've been loving at the moment, which is a ball of the Maya lace weight 100% baby alpaca from Morris & Sons, and a lace weight schoppel-wolle. It's not the Zauber ball. Someone commented on one of my videos that it's not Zauber ball, it's Zauber ball. So fingers crossed I'm pronouncing that right. Please let me know. I would love to learn. But this is the lace ball 100. It's not the Zauber ball. It's all in German, of which I'm not fluent, so I apologize. But it's the color 2179, and I'm Blaukraut bleibt Blaukraut. I'm probably going to delete that because that was atrocious. Anyways, these are the colours. And to knit as a musselburgh, I'm going to hold them together because I've knit 2 musselburghs now in this combination, and I love how it turns out. That's what I'm going to do. I love the purples. Obviously this one will be for me, the other 2 are gift knits. And yeah, so this is an acquisition. I bought it a few months ago though, and I've not yet knit it, but that's because I'm trying to get through all my whips. So this will be one of the things that is cast on once I've got more room in my whip baskets. Another acquisition, which I was so happy about, was some sock blockers. Yay! I found these at an op shop, which was so fortuitous. I was in a city I've never been to before, and I just saw these in the packet. They are like West Yorkshire spinners as well. I threw away the little label, but it was in the packet. It had like a little label on it, said West Yorkshire spinners. No size, so I don't know, but I feel like they're slightly larger than my foot. Why don't I just measure it actually? Oh, perfect. Oh my god. It's the same size as my foot. So that was incredibly fortuitous. And yeah, I've not used them yet, as I mentioned. I don't think I mentioned that actually. But I now have sock blockers. I have always been someone who just blocks my socks by soaking them and then laying them out on a towel. That's how I block everything. I don't have blocking pins or blocking boards. I just lay them out on a towel. So I've upgraded one part of that process now, which is why I need to finish some socks so I can use them. Should I do this now? Guess I am. Ah, yeah. This is crazy. Sorry, I'm way too excited about my sock blockers. I found these in an op shop a few weeks ago, maybe 2 months ago now. And one of the acquisitions of which I'm most excited about. Then now I've got 2 slightly unrelated things, because that brings me to the end of my acquisitions. The first one is a new craft that I have briefly attempted, which was spinning. And this is what I have to show for it. It looks so pathetic, doesn't it? It's this wonky piece of yarn that's not even, this was, okay, I need to stop being so defamatory about my spinning, because this is a beautiful piece of yarn. It's with some hand shorn fleece from a local woman who taught me to spin when I went to the local class, which was so fun, with all of these women who knit and craft in the area. And yeah, she let me use her spinning wheel, showed me how to make this, let me take it home with me. So now I've got this little bow that I just have like hanging up on my door, and I'm pretty proud of it, to be honest. It's incredibly uneven and gave me a real appreciation for people who spin. It's something I would very much like to get into, but we'll just need to acquire some fleece and a spinning wheel for, and I really do not need an excuse to acquire more knitting adjacent things. So for now, this is just a nice little reminder of the skill I have started to learn and will definitely be doubled down on in the future. I've also been pressing some flowers, which I've been really loving, and so that's a craft. Is that a craft in itself, pressing flowers? Because definitely I like to scrapbook and I do that a lot. So I think pressing flowers is the logical progression from there. Please let me know if you have any opinions. So that's been really fun. I'll try to put up some photos of that. And I've also gotten back into reading. I've got so many books and I used to read voraciously. However, once I picked up knitting, it kind of took the back seat because I don't really love listening to audiobooks as much. I get a lot more when I'm reading, and so I've not quite figured out how to knit and read at the same time yet. Suggestions are very welcome. But I've started reading again, and what am I reading? The Secret History by Donna Tartt. And I've only read the first chapter. I started this last night and stopped after the first chapter, even though I could have kept going. But I am hooked. I'm back into my reading grind. Reading groove. I'm loving it. I'm loving the book so far. It feels very familiar and it really reminds me of The Dead Poets Society, which is a film I love so much. And yeah, I'm back into reading. So if this is something that people like, I can talk about the other hobbies that I'm doing at the end of the videos as well, like other crafts and my reading, because I really enjoy listening to that when people talk about it in their channels as well. So hopefully that's something I can continue to include. I also think that I need to slow down when I talk because my mind works so much faster than my mouth, and I feel that things don't come out very well or the way I'd like them to. So I'll just slow down a little bit so that I'm more easily understood. But anyway, thank you very much for watching my video. I hope it turned out okay. Please give me feedback. Please give me suggestions about what you'd like to see next from me. And yeah, any suggestions about anything at all, I am receptive to. So thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I think I've already said it 1,000 times, but yeah, I hope to see you again in the next one. So yeah, bye!